All right, welcome to the Model Site Summit. This is our third annual Model Site Summit, and Project Success is excited to be joined by our Model Site teachers to share their insight to the biggest accomplishments of the 2021 school year. We'll focus on celebrations as well as challenges. We know that 2020 brought several of those on into 2021. So we'll discuss those challenges and really focus around how our model sites have intentionally supported their students with significant intellectual disabilities during this school year. As we all know, this was an unprecedented school year, and our model sites experienced some obstacles and really addressed that adversity with a positive attitude and a go get 'em spirit as they really thought about how we provide equity and access for students with significant needs, as well as intentional supports for inclusion, intentional supports around utilizing the curriculum, lesson planning, and really aligning all things to the content connectors at the grade level in which their students are. So we will be really featuring our panelists today through a presentation. It will be an interview presentation, and we will have our model sites introduce themselves. But I wanted to use this space to just give you a format to how we are going to engage with our model site teachers, ways to continue to explore resources at your local district, and most importantly, our community Padlet, in which we will use frequently to really address and share ideas. So without further ado, I would like to walk you through just an agenda for how we will spend our time together. So this session is designed just to give you a welcome and introduction to the model sites, to walk you through the Padlet, which will serve as our model site community, so that you can introduce yourself, you can read other collaborators' bios, our model site teachers' bios, and have access to contact information if you felt inclined to reach out and ask additional questions of our model sites. And then lastly, we will have a whole session on our panelists, and we'll have some guiding questions around the positives, the challenges, the obstacles, as well as the processes that go into planning and intentionally preparing to support learners with significant intellectual disabilities. Our objectives today really align to that. We really want to understand the biggest accomplishments of our model sites and celebrate those and learn from our educators. There's such a wealth of knowledge. They have worked with us for several years and have been model sites for 3 years now. So equally in the celebration is the share, is the learn from, is the how did you get started, and how do we provide equity for students with significant needs. And we'll leave you today with just an overview and how we will be providing our Summer Institute. We have a teaser, if you will, just to continue to engage with you, to provide some free professional development to our educators and our administrators alike. So we'll talk through the Inclusive Practices in Action Summer Institute as well. So our model site community is broken down into a couple of key areas that I want to walk you through. So I'll give you an overview first, and then I will open up the Padlet and really take you through what that looks like and how it can help support you. So as we share today, as you're engaging in the keynote speakers video, as you're looking at the panelist sessions video and learning from those model sites, we want you to come back here to the model site community. This is an intentionally monitored community, so that you can add to the Padlet, you can comment on the Padlet posts, and we can then interact with you if there's some supports that you might need in the process. So what you will find just at a glance on the Padlet, you're going to find our Project Success website, more specifically aligned to the third annual Model Site Summit. You will find our model site panelist contacts as well as their bios. You can have a good feel for who they are, their experience with Project Success, and their experience overall supporting students with significant disabilities. You will also have a space for panelist questions. So if you have a question for any of the panelists or our keynote speaker, Dr. Landrum, you have a space to add a question, which will be monitored by Project Success, and in which you can have interaction with other participants as well. And of course, our model site tools and resources, which we will share in just a moment. So without further ado, I do want to take you to our model site community. I am going to pause my video just to walk you through this. So what you'll see here on our model site community, again, the Model Site Summit link directly to all of the resources on the website. This is something that you can share locally as you're thinking through plans to help support your own learners with significant disabilities. This is a great resource to share. So you will have share access to this link as well. Feel free to share it with your colleagues. Feel free to send this Model Site Summit 2021 link directly to those that you collaborate with. Please take a moment to look through our bios from our model site candidates, each one with some fun and exciting information. Some help support with their own YouTube channels as they kind of create and develop tools and resources for their own classrooms. They share it there. So I encourage you to look through that. You'll meet our model site panelists in just a moment. Our presentation is here as well. So the presentation that I'm presenting on with the panelist questions are right here in the Padlet as well, so that you can have quick and ease of access to explore those resources and explore those questions directly. Equally as important is our guest speaker. Our keynote speaker is Dr. Kim Landrum. You'll see all of her bio information as well as her recent publication. So if you wanted to look at co-teaching and some of those resources that Dr. Landrum brings to us, that is her bio. And when it is prepared, I will upload her presentation here so that you can just click on that and watch it directly on your computer. Lastly, the last three parts are our model site tools and resources. As our teachers have developed out tools and resources, they have added these here to the Padlet so you can explore those tools and resources. You may just select them, and that will provide an opportunity for you to download directly to your desktop if that's something you're interested in. These are also on our website, 2 locations, same tools and resources. Our project success contacts are here. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We always share cute photos of our family, so we didn't want to leave that out as well. And then lastly, our upcoming at no cost opportunities with Project Success. So we have been coaching 21 teacher leaders this school year, and we're going to end on a capstone celebration. Each teacher leader has developed out a capstone and have really diligently been working towards their problem of practice and putting together professional development tools and resources to address their problem of practice. The empowering piece is that they are working right alongside their school leadership and special education leadership to make these shifts happen. So it is a collaborative effort with our teacher leaders, with the coaching of Project Success coaches, as well as their local leadership. And it's going to be a wonderful day to hear these capstone celebrations. There will be 21 presentations in total, with the primary teachers presenting in the morning and our secondary teachers presenting in the afternoon. So you can select here, click on it, and it'll give you the opportunity to register and get involved learning about these capstone projects. And many of our model sites are presenting as well. So you'll hear just an overview of their problem of practice as well, as it aligns to their work in the classroom. I'm going to switch back to the presentation here so that you have that. If you ever have questions on any of this, accessing the Padlet, engaging in the community, Project Success supports, we are here for you. This is the Project Success team. My name is Meredith Katie Merck. I work alongside Amy Howie, Heidi Brett Baker, Ashley Quick, Mary Baker Budisa, and Christine Krieger. And all of us are always fielding questions through our email, we're happy to set up some type of training for you if it's a specific topic of professional development to support your learners with significant intellectual disabilities. If it is just open office hours to ask some questions, we are here for you. So feel free to reach out with any subject matter questions to myself, Amy, Heidi, or Ashley. If you have questions involving upcoming trainings or the access to the website, Mary and Christine are the people to go to. They will have all of the information on upcoming opportunities, the website. If you're looking for something and you can't find it immediately, they're the people to go to. If you're looking for training and support, please reach out to the subject matter experts. Additionally, we have everything on our Padlet, but we didn't want to leave it off of our website. So the Project Success website is located at www.projectsuccessindiana. The website was updated at the beginning of the 2020 school year to make it easier to find what you need. And this includes a resource tab, which provides direct access to educator resources, administrator resources, and paraprofessional resources alike. So under this tab, you'll see, let's say you select the educator tab, you'll have access to resources like templates, tools, webinars, and it's organized by subject. So if you're looking for resources around lesson plan development, you would go to the educator page and select that specific topic, and you would have all of the tools and templates that you would need. For the Model Site Summit, there's a direct link to the Model Site Summit page. If you select it off the presentation, that'll take you directly there. You can also go to the events page. So I'm going to pull that up just so you can see it. It'll pull up to the Padlet, and then I'm going to jump over here so you can see the Model Site Summit website. So under events, you're going to go to conferences. So once you select conferences, you'll select the Model Site Summit 2021. You'll have all of our information. You'll have an overview of how we're formatting things this year. You'll have the presentation as well as the Padlet. And then down at the bottom, you will have all of the model site resources that are shared on the Padlet. So again, you're going to go to the events tab. You're going to go to conferences and you're going to select Model Site Summit 2021. You can also find the direct link on the Padlet on the presentation, or you can always reach out to a project success team leader and we would be happy to help support you finding that. So I wanted to provide just an overview of the Model Site program so that you have a good feel for how we support our teachers through model sites. It begins with a teacher leader cohort. So our educators join a teacher leader cohort, which lasts for an instructional year, fall through the spring. We have monthly collaborative meetings as a team. So we have our model site, we have our teacher leaders, we have our project success coaches, and this is with the endorsement of local leadership. So we keep our administrators informed, as do our teacher leaders, of what they're working on. We utilize a system called Playbook to engage. It is a way for us to have a discussion board and to email directly to each other. Our teacher leaders share information daily back and forth with each other around different topics. It could be an upcoming session. It could be information around modifying a specific lesson plan template. Really, the topics vary, and it's really organic and led by our teacher leaders. So teacher leaders join this cohort, they complete a capstone project, and then they have the opportunity to apply to become a model site classroom. So all of our model sites have submitted an application in partnership with their local leadership. They organize a model site team to help support them. So it could include SLPs, it should include OTs, PTs, working collaboratively together. It should include a general educator, local leadership, and special education leadership, kind of helping support this process. We create goals in collaboration, so project success and the model site team create short and long-term goals to address an action plan so that they can meet with their project success coach monthly. That is an organic process as well. The model site goals that are developed by the model site teams are locally aligned. Many of the topics include inclusive practices. It includes intentional planning and scheduling. It includes curriculum mapping and alignment of the general education curriculum map to the content connectors to assure that there's an alignment and to assure that there is curriculum to help support instruction. As always, any type of instructional practices is always at the forefront of what project success does with our model site. So the importance of intentional lesson planning, collaborative lesson planning, and in the carryover of high expectations across staff members. We continue those monthly meetings with our project success teams, and then they present at this model site summit. They're obviously also going to present at the capstone celebration because they do both. They support and join the teacher leader cohorts as well as represent the model sites. I thought this quote really captured the teacher leaders that we work with and the teacher leaders who will be the model sites presenting today. Because each one started as a teacher leader, started with an application to become a model site team, and they're not afraid to work above and beyond what is expected of them. They're not afraid to ask questions. They're not afraid to work collaboratively with their administrators to help reach these goals. And they're not afraid to really take a stance of equity and access for their students to assure that the alignment is there, to assure that their students are represented and have a curriculum and a curriculum map and a mode of communication. And so I thought this quote by Brian Cleary really tied it all together. Teacher leaders, we are not afraid of working above and beyond. In fact, that is what defines us. So a few important upcoming events. I mentioned this earlier, but our teacher leader capstone celebration. Many of our capstone presentations will center around universal design for learning, paraprofessional training and tips and tools, curriculum mapping with the content connectors, technology aligned lesson plans, being really intentional about fusing what we learn through virtual instruction to in-person instruction and the crossover between both to provide flexibility for our learners. And then lastly, we have several presentations on inclusive practices in collaboration with general education. The Universal Design for Learning lesson plans also, we have another session within the capstone celebration around universally designed lesson plans around behavioral supports. So just another lens in which this team looked through equity and access and support for behavior. So again, our capstone celebration will be hosted on Wednesday, April 21st. Our primary teacher leaders will present from 9 to 11:30 Eastern Time. Our secondary teacher leaders will present between 1 and 1:30 Eastern Time. You can visit our teacher leader page, cohort 2 page, to get information on registration and to sign up there as well. One last thing, we'll have our panelists introduce themselves, but and we'll have a whole session for our panelists, but I wanted to encourage you to continue to engage on our Padlet. As you're watching these Dr. Landrum's keynote presentation, as you're watching this kind of overview of the Model Site Summit, as you're watching our panelist discussion, I encourage you to jump onto our Model Site community, ask questions, respond to our presenters. Our panelists and our model sites have worked so intensely this school year, unprecedented school year, but they haven't missed a meeting. They haven't missed what their goals are. Those have shifted, of course, but they haven't missed any of their teacher leader meetings. They have continued to check in with project success monthly. They continue to come to PD and they haven't missed a beat. So please jump on there and write some encouraging statements to our model site teachers. Please add comments, ask questions. We're here to answer those for you, and I'll receive a notification, and this will be available to you indefinitely, as will the resources on our website. Last but not least, I wanted to look ahead to the summer. I know you probably are as well, but our Summer Institute 2020 was such a success. Over 350 people attended in person. Over 800 individuals have watched our recordings or downloaded our facilitator guides to look at this locally. So we wanted to continue the forward movement. And last year we focused on building inclusive teams for Summer Institute 2020. For Summer Institute 2021, we will be focused on building inclusive practices in action. So 2021, inclusive practices in action. The format will still be virtual. We want to make sure that we're keeping our educators safe. We want to make sure that we can house and have as many individuals attend these opportunities as possible. We will be partnering, Project Success will be partnering with many of the other Indiana resource centers, including Patton, InSource, InSTRC, which is the Transition Center, to help provide many of the topics that will be presented. We will also, on many of our educator sessions, we'll be relying on our teacher leaders. We're going to have several of our teacher leaders co-presenting with Project Success, serving on a panelist group, and really adding to the presentations. So here's a snippet. June 8th will be our educator session. These will be half-day sessions. So we know that your time is valuable and that virtual instruction is hard to sustain some energy in watching webinars. So we're going to make it a half-day session. We're going to make it impactful during that half-day. So the educator sessions, embedding communication and inclusive instruction, collaborating with families to increase access, including transition age 18 plus students in the school community, and collaborating with general educators are just a few of the presentations that we will be engaging in. For the administrator sessions, we will be engaging in coaching special educators that are new to supporting students with significant intellectual disabilities. And we will also discuss the evolution of inclusive practices at the district level. And we'll walk you through the facilitator guide. So if this is something that you're interested doing intentionally in your district to include and be more intentional with inclusive practices, we will walk you through the facilitator guides to get you started and walk you through the Project Success Inclusive Practices Framework. If you sign up for our newsletter, you will be notified when registration is available. It should be available very soon. We know that many of our teachers like to plan ahead of time to really be prepared for their summer PD sessions. And so that is available at no cost to anyone who would like to attend. Administrators, I encourage you, if you have the capacity, I encourage you to jump right in and join the educator sessions as well, because I know you're having those conversations already at the district level. And so it just gives you the perspective of the content in which your teachers and educators are engaging in. Lastly, on April 7th and April 8th, we will have a session on, it's actually data collection. We will have one of our teacher leaders present on data collection to our paraprofessionals. This is a paraprofessional intentionally designed for paraprofessionals. So around data collection, around going back and collaborating with the collaborating teacher and or the lead teacher in the classroom. So again, we encourage you to enroll in that. It is up on the website under upcoming events. If you have any questions about the Project Success Model Site Summit, if you need supports with anything, we are here for you. You can email our inbox at projectsuccess@pcgus.com. And I'll also go back to our original information on our team with our email addresses. And also, we've added all of our contacts to the Padlet, including our bio and including our email addresses. So feel free to reach out to any one of us, but I will leave this up so that you have access. My email is mkeedy, Keedy, Merk, MERK, at pcgus.com. As you watch all of the sessions, I hope that you engage in our Padlet. I hope that you ask questions. And again, we thank you for your flexibility as we've shifted the format in which we provide this opportunity. And we're grateful for your partnership. We recognize so many familiar faces on the registration, and we encourage you to continue to reach out to us as you process the Model Site Summit, as you join us at the capstone celebration. We are here to support you and hope that you feel comfortable reaching out to any one of us to ask questions, and we'll get you connected in the right direction. Thank you again, and enjoy the keynote speaker, Dr. Kim Landrum, and our Model Site Summit panelists. Thank you.